Hello, Darren.
Hi, Darren.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, it's Halloween.
This, you may have seen in a previous Brentwood Tuxedo, is the best pumpkin I grew this year. It's the size, it's not even the size of a big orange, really. It's the size of a adequate orange.
An adequate orange.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same colour as an adequate orange.
Yeah. Anyway, I am going to, for Brentwood Tuxedo, I'm going to do a how to carve your pumpkin for Halloween video. I would like to say that this is going to be a video very much for the novice Halloween pumpkin carver, because I have received no instruction. I know nothing about carving pumpkins. This is the first pumpkin in my life I've carved. And,
you didn't tell me that.
Huh? No, I've never carved a pumpkin before. I've not looked at one video. All I have is knives and a spoon, some kitchen towel, and a tea light. Let's see how we do.
Have you got any plasters?
No. Oh, okay. Let me go and get some plasters. Wait a sec.
I feel we may be recreating an episode of Casualty here. Kind of Charlie Fairhead to wander in and look slightly confused as Darren drips blood all over the chopping board, which would be extremely Halloween, let's face it. There we go.
Extra flexible, breathable.
I like it.
Look, they've actually got a photograph of a body very similar to my own there. So
yeah. In that it has 4 limbs.
Right. So,
okay, he's going for it.
Well, what I'm thinking is,
the
tea light doesn't necessarily have to sit inside it, does it? I'm wondering whether I can make it hollow so it sits over it. So what I'm imagining is that I make a tube going through the pumpkin to here.
Right. Okay.
Yeah? So maybe I'll draw a little hole.
I feel like I should just not bother drawing and just watch you.
Well, it's unlikely anyone watching this is going to be watching your screen, I would have thought, especially when there's risk of real danger. Oh, that's not very good, is it? It's a bit off centre. Do you think this will end up being the shortest video we've made, or in actual fact, the longest?
I don't know.
Well,
I did wonder how long
I've set aside 2 hours. Oh, okay. Oh, well, there's the first problem.
Oh God! This is crazy.
Well, my first tip would be use the knives that don't have detachable handles.
Yeah. Why have you got a knife with a detachable handle?
It's broken. I forgot it's broken. It looked like it's a shame because it looks like a handy sort of size for this. This seems like the blade's too long. Okay.
I can see that there's probably going to be moments in this video where there's a lot of very quiet, concentrated work going on. He's in. And
there we go. Right, so I reckon, so my night light will go in there. Yeah. So I reckon I need to do the same at the top. But with the top, you sort of ideally want a lid, don't you, that you can re-put on?
I believe so, yeah.
Which is a shame because I haven't got my little stem. Okay, let's go a tiny bit bigger with the top hole.
This is very exciting.
I also think that was quite a quick start. I didn't expect to be into the pumpkin so quickly. Did you?
No, I didn't.
Right, so I suppose I'm trying to do this a little neater because we still think that even might be too close. I'm going to go a bit wider when I get to the other side. Oh no, this isn't really.
Look at the way you're holding that. Oh my God.
You know what we could do with this video, instead of posting it to YouTube, we could send it into the script writers of Casualty.
I've already mentioned them when you went getting the plasters.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You know, like how in Casualty, like I like the way. Well, I haven't seen Casualty for years, but what I used to remember in Casualty is there'd be like loads of red herrings. Like you deliberately have your character picking up knives and stuff for the first 5 minutes, so you had to sort of guess the injury. And I think if this was Casualty, what you'd do is you would have me doing this and everyone going, oh, this isn't going to end well. This isn't going to end well. But unbeknownst to them, I've left the gas on or something, you know. And this isn't going to be what actually happens, you know. There's a gas explosion.
Yeah, or I'm going to spill water all over my iPad and get a shock or something.
Mm.
And you're actually completely fine.
A car just runs into your house.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So,
I mean, like suitably horrific. Really, it's a perfect horror story setup, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, because it is Halloween today, after all.
Yeah, it is Halloween today, after all. After all, do you like Halloween?
I don't mind it. I don't know. I don't mind it. I don't quite share the Twitter sphere, the love of it. I do sort of think it's quite nice. Like a lot of holidays, if you enter into the spirit of it, it's better. And I have here at my last house, there was a thing on local Facebook where you could volunteer yourself to be, you know, rather than knocking on strangers' doors for the kids, you could say, look, my house is all right. I've got some sweets, and it's fine if the kids want to come and you know, either spray some foam over me or have sweets. And they've done similar things here on the estate. And so I think it's one of those things that if you go into the whole thing with a bar humbug attitude, then that's all you get out of it. That's pretty easy thing to do, isn't it? Buy some sweets and just say, here you go.
Have you ever been to like Halloween fancy dress parties?
I don't know that.
As a grown-up,
I must have done, mustn't I? I feel like I must have done. I'm in my 50s. I must have done. But now you ask me, I feel like I haven't. Well, I'm a bit disappointed with the size of my lid. I'm also thinking ideally we don't really want anything wet in it. But I don't know what happens. Do I dry it out afterwards?
I don't know.
I suppose presumably there'd be a YouTube video somewhere I could watch to tell me. Well, look, all the seeds here.
It's like you're taking the brains out.
Yeah.
So a couple of friends of mine do Halloween parties every year. It's kind of like you have to go in fancy dress, and it always feels extremely competitive. To a point where some years I don't go because I can't come up with an idea, and I can't take the pressure.
I believe I correctly suggested, I think my friend Hannah, who sometimes sings in my band, was asking for a topical but easy costume, maybe last year or the year before, but she wanted something topical and in the news. And I suggested that she went as, very, very unwoke suggestion this, but I suggested she go as, get an old shirt and just throw some wine down it, and she could go as Harvey Weinstein.
Weinstein, yeah.
And she liked that because it was very easy to do. So I think I designed an outfit.
Have you heard? There's I don't know if it's tradition's the right word, but it's almost like a genre of fancy dress in Japan where people try to find the most mundane fancy dress they can come up with. So it could be like man waiting in shoe shop for wife. But you can't just go in your normal clothes. You still have to make an effort so that you do look like a man waiting in shoe shop for your wife.
I like the idea of if I did get invited to a Halloween party, of going as a sexy something.
Yes, of course.
I
Sexy
quite like
traffic warden.
Well, I'm sort of thinking sexy YouTube artist.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I think I'm going to need to rationalise the mess here, so I'm just going to take a trip to the kitchen. How do you think it's going so far?
It looks like you're thrown up.
How do you think it's going? I think that's a reasonable stage to get to quite early.
That's a start. You might be finished really quickly here.
Yeah. I can say.
God knows how this is going to turn out.
Truth be told, I don't think we're going to miss. We didn't miss much food there, did we?
No, that's true.
So the problem I suppose I'm having is trying to work out how close to the edge I am. Let's use a bit of kitchen roll here, I think.
So one of my favourite mundane fancy dress costumes is someone who went to a party as a YouTuber making an apology video. And they had a pretend frame around them, so it looked like they were in a screen, and they just had a sad face. And that was it.
I wonder if we'll have to make an apology video. I suppose we will. We're bound to get it wrong eventually, aren't we?
Well, isn't that part of the business plan for YouTubers?
Oh, I see what you mean. Let's say something wrong on purpose.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Let's do that. Let's do a "We're sorry" video. Let's do something wrong on purpose. Right. Well, here's the thing. I'm trying to just work out how close, you know what I mean, how thick that is.
Yes, I know. Yeah. Do you do you go all the way through, or do you just cut it partly, or is it a combination? I don't know.
How would I know?
I think I've seen some pumpkin carvings where they've gone all the way through.
Yeah, you go all the way through.
But I've seen some pumpkin carvings where they only carve like the skin off, so you get a shade. You get the light isn't coming through as strongly in those bits, but it still shows through the flesh.
Do you reckon I should? Do you reckon I should now? Do you reckon I should plan?
Yeah.
Or shall I just go in freeform with the cutting?
Well, have you got an idea of what you'd?
No, I've got no idea at all. I mean, I think for my first pumpkin, I thought I'd just go traditional. I'll just do a scary face, shall I?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I know you'd do Des Lionel or something, but
that's a really good idea.
It's Des Lynam's birthday today. No, it isn't. It's Halloween. It is actually Des Lynam's birthday today when we're recording this.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why did I not know that?
I thought of tweeting at you this morning. I thought you might be pleased to know.
I did a Des Lynam comic. I've still not published it. I really need to.
Okay, I'm going to try and make what I'm imagining to be an eye. Okay. I feel like traditionally the shapes on a pumpkin are sort of made out of triangles, right? And I can see why.
I think that's right. Yeah.
But I suppose what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to see how small a triangle can. Oh, come on!
Triangle. There you go.
That's not a bad start, is it?
No, it's a triangle.
Where do you see the face developing? Do you see the face developing this way or that way?
The one. Oh God, I don't know. Don't put me on the spot.
Okay.
Other way, this way that we're seeing now. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if it starts to look like someone, I'll lean into it.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not sure what all the fuss is about. This seems incredibly easy. Okay, so there's two eyes. Quite small, aren't they?
They are quite small.
Too small, do we think?
Possibly. Yeah, I do actually.
I'm going to enlarge this eye.
Do you like horror films?
I do. I like them a little more as I get older, actually.
Right.
I think I went through a phase of really not liking violence.
Yeah.
In films. I just can't stand it, really. There's still a fair few Quentin Tarantino films I haven't seen, because the reviews said how violent they were, and I just decided I wouldn't be able to watch that.
Yeah.
And it's not even me having an opinion on whether there should or shouldn't be violence in films. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe by implication there is a feeling that I feel there shouldn't be. But it's more just I just can't watch that.
Yeah. Well, I've got I'm not keen on more modern horror films where the violence is very convincing. I kind of like my
Do you
horror
like
films
Dario
to be
Argento type stuff and things like that?
And to be honest, some of the Argento stuff is getting towards the more convincing element of, and Lucio Fulci of putting the actors under stress, which I'm uncomfortable about. But I do kind of prefer hammy violence and hammy horror, and hammer horror, which is also hammy. I'm not one for modern horror like Saw and things like that.
Right. Because I think in a way I sort of I am starting to like modern horror a little bit, but not violent stuff. I'm just I quite enjoy being made to jump.
Yeah, I like that.
And I know that like jump scares in horror are kind of considered to be a little bit of a cheap shot. All that sort of stuff where someone's in the mirror and you damn well know something's going to walk behind them and you just see a shadowy... Who's that guy? Oh, God, I should come into these things prepared, but the guy that did Haunting of Hill House, and he does a few things.
Oh, I don't know.
Midnight Mass. I quite like him.
Right.
He's done a few... he did the sequel to The Shining as well, called Doctor Sleep.
Right. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's all right. I quite like Stephen King. I think he's a pretty good writer, and I haven't read loads, but I've read a few.
And I want to read more.
And I went through a phase of going back to it a little bit. I read a load in my teens, and a couple of years ago, I read a couple more recent ones. I read Doctor Sleep, and there's one called 1963 or something, which is a time travel one about a guy getting the opportunity to go back in time. and stop the assassination of President Kennedy.
Right.
And I am a sucker for anything with time traveling.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already there, really, once time travel's in the title.
Huh. The thing with Stephen King is that, I mean, I read Christine, the one about the car, and I was amazed to realize once I started reading it that most of it isn't horror. It's just about growing up.
He is, I think,
thought it was really good.
Yeah, I think he is Flanagan. Mike Flanagan is the director. I've just suddenly remembered. I think he's good. I think he is quite good at doing scary stuff. And this series called Midnight Mass on the Netflix is good. I would recommend that.
The Netflix.
What we're saying, yes, I absolutely agree. I think Stephen King is really, really good at writing about childhood.
Yeah.
And lots of his most famous books, like It and The Shining and Stand By Me, feature a prominent child character. And the sort of horror in itself is often, representing a loss of innocence.
Yeah. Have you read The Shining?
I have, yeah, a long time ago. I remember that it differs quite significantly from the film.
Right.
And so the book of Dr. Sleep is a sequel to the book of The Shining.
Yeah.
So then when they made the film of Dr. Sleep with Ewan McGregor playing the part of the child in The Shining, Flanagan had to do quite clever little balancing act where they managed to make the film Dr. Sleep a sequel to both the book and Kubrick's film. And I thought that was quite a clever trick they did. They actually remade the Overlook Hotel. They remade those sets, which was amazing. Wow. They sort of measured them exactly, and several of those sets from The Shining exist in Dr. Sleep. Whereas in the book of... for the first time, I am going to say on Brentwood Tuxedo, spoiler alert. Spoiler if you haven't read the book of The Shining. In the book of The Shining, the entire hotel ends up being burnt to the ground.
Right.
Where it doesn't in the film.
No.
So in the book of Dr. Sleep, the ending ends up on the site of the hotel. Whereas in the film of Dr. Sleep, they end up going back to the hotel.
Right. It always makes me chuckle in The Shining when Scatman Carruthers who is lying in his bed and suddenly sits bolt upright and realizes he's got to go back to the hotel. He's driven to go back to it, gets a flight and that. I like to imagine the only reason he's doing it because he's just remembered he's left the milk out. Oh no, I left the milk out. Got to get back.
It's a really good film, isn't it?
Cool.
I think it's my favourite horror film, but I think I'm given to understand that true fans of horror sort of dislike people going on about how Shining's their favourite horror film because I think it's deemed to not be a proper horror film by horror aficionados, but it's deemed to be a horror film. But it's deemed to be a horror film by people who don't really like the genre of horror film. I think that might be the case.
See, I know I can understand why people might think that, but they're wrong. It's obviously a horror film. It's just not got monsters in it or Dracula, that. But it's the most terrifying film I've ever seen. Still, that feeling of creepiness, it's horrible, but compelling. And I kind of think of The Shining a bit like I think of the Beatles. When people might say, "Who's the best band? Who's your favourite band?" When people ask me who my favourite band is, I always say, well, apart from the Beatles, because the Beatles are kind of like separate from everything else in a weird way. And I kind of feel like with horror films, it's like The Shining to me should be a no-brainer. It's obviously the best.
Right. Yeah.
And then you pick your favourite other horror film. That, you know, what's your favourite horror film that isn't The Shining? That's how I kind of view it.
Yeah, yeah. Would you like to look at my pumpkin?
Yeah, it's looking great.
So as you can see, I seem to have not gone all the way through. I've left.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Now maybe that's good, right?
Well, maybe you try it with a light, and some bits you might then decide, well, this bit could cut out, but this bit I want to keep as it is.
I'm not sure of my chances of finding a lighter. Let me go away again.
Oh.
Hopeful this isn't the only tea light. I'm just going to light it on the stove out here.
Okay. I think Darren might be finished way before me. I was expecting something really intricate. And it is, but...
Right. So let's introduce fire into Brentwood Tuxedo.
I used to gig in a band, and the drummer had done lots of gigs all over the country for many, many, many years. And he once did a gig on the same at a nightclub on the same venue as Arthur Brown, Crazy World of Arthur Brown. And he heard the venue owner saying, "I don't care who you are, you're not setting fire to your hat in my club."
What do you think?
Oh.
I mean, it's pretty dark. It's pretty light in here. So
yeah.
But
has it gone out?
Oh yes. Oh no, it hasn't.
Deprived of oxygen. That may be why you need to cut holes in it.
Anyway, okay, there it is with the light in.
Yep.
It's going to work, isn't it? Or do you think I should hollow out those eyes a little bit?
I think the eyes should be hollowed out so that then you may be able to put the lid on and it'll still burn.
Yeah. Okay.
It needs the oxygen getting to it. It's a nice little science lesson, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm hoping I've got another tea light as well.
Can you tell who I'm drawing?
You're drawing Des Lynam, aren't you?
No. Can you not see it?
Have a look. I can't try to make the screen a bit bigger. Oh, I'm sorry, Darren. Is it Omar Sharif?
It's Odd Bod.
Odd Bod from the James Bond movies?
Oh, it's not. That's it. I'm taking my ball home if you carry on. It's Odd Bod from Carry On Screaming.
Oh, okay. See, I thought you was going to do something Halloween themed, which is why I said Omar Sharif and Des Lynam. It's really hard to go all the way through.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like when I'm doing this, it's hard to explain. When I'm doing this, clearly it's going all the way through, as you can see inside. But it's like when I pull it away, the membrane seems to heal up. It's hard to make a really clean hole.
I mean, pumpkins and squashes and stuff, they're a pain to prepare for cooking as well.
Well, somebody was also telling me about how they, suddenly got the smell of burnt pumpkin around. And I was thinking about that this is so small.
All right, yeah.
But I think because actually it isn't Halloween and it's actually more than an entire month before it when we're recording this.
Yeah.
I suppose this has a chance to really dry out. I'm clearing out his nose now, I've decided, just because I thought it was easy to do.
Yeah, maybe these pumpkins are carved in advance to dry them out. It never crossed my mind that. Or yours until now.
No. But in general, I would say my advice to pumpkin carvers out there is this was a lot easier than I envisaged it being.
Yeah.
So that would be my first tip is just get some knives, get a pumpkin, dive in. It's fine.
Well, it's certainly easier than I was expecting, which is why I picked to do a big pencil drawing.
Okay, I think I have now. I think we now can. I'm conscious I keep pulling this up to my eye and pulling it out of shot. I think we can now. Like if I put my finger in, you can see my finger behind these, can't you?
Right.
But I'm also starting to feel like I want the because if I'm kind of sort of wondering about hollowing the mouth out now.
Yeah.
But then I suppose what's cool about having some of it with the membrane behind it is you have different.
That's right. Different shading and texture stuff.
I mean, what else do you think he or she needs? Or, I mean, I could do a second face around here.
Oh, Two-Face.
Shall I do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
you're going to be a while. You're going to be a while.
Give me time to draw this.
Yeah, okay. Well, shall I do like the theatre faces? It's seen as that one's smiling. Shall I do one smiling and one
scowling?
Yeah. I suppose that also gives a chance for more air, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, enjoying my pencil shading today and last night.
Yeah. So last night we had a drawing club. We had a drawing club, didn't we? Where sort of.
Yes.
I mean, people might start to think, is that all they do? Do all those two people do go online and draw each other? And well, yes, really.
Yeah.
It's pretty much all I do. Yeah, and you decided, because you normally finish before everyone, really. You normally can do 2 or 3 drawings.
Yeah.
In the time I do one. So you decided to only do one drawing, and no matter how long it took everyone else, you would carry on to the bitter end. And I
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting exercise. We were talking. We also had a drawing club a long time ago where we set each other different exercises that we were maybe given at art college. Those of us that went to art college, and I reckon we should do something like that here.
Yeah, it could be fun.
In fact, I definitely think we should.
It's interesting. I went to art college and don't remember doing any exercises whatsoever.
Yeah, we had one tutor who was particularly into it, almost to a degree that it was like, it was a bit like Eno's oblique strategies,
Right, yeah. Yeah, most of my artistic learning has come after college.
I thought you did music at college.
No, I did art first. I did a course in design, which the first year was general art and design, and then the second year was you had to specialise. And I wanted to do graphic design because that's what all the cool kids did. And the other options were textile design and 3D design, and I didn't have any aptitude for those whatsoever. My problem was I didn't have any aptitude for graphic design either. So the tutors didn't really know what to do with me. They just stuck me into 3D design, which was ceramics mostly, and product design. And I kind of hated it.
I'm not seeing much evidence of that influencing what you do now, really.
No. So I just didn't turn up.
What do you think of the sad face?
Oh, yes. I love the slightly off-centre mouth.
I also like this kind of, I don't know what this is, some sort of, scarring he's got here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what I did, I used to leave the house at, say, probably about 8:30 to go to college. I'd go and just walk around the corner, wait till I knew my mum had gone to work, and then just went back home. And
that's quite tragic, Darren.
Yeah, I suppose so. But however, I learned to play bass in that time. You don't get to be a member of the Drifters by going to art college, Darren.
Yeah, they are noticeably absent from the list of art college bands, aren't they?
The
Roxy Music, Television, the Drifters.
But no, so I remember. I don't remember having really any drawing exercise classes at art college at all.
Let's do a Broke My Tuxedo soon, and I will do some drawing exercises together.
Yeah,
which I was given at art college.
Well, the biggest one for me when I got back into art in like 2013, 15, maybe sometime around then. Would have been 13 actually. The biggest one for me was learning about blind contour drawing and just kind of like, not really looking at the page and just looking at the objects and imagine you're drawing the outline of it. And we'll definitely do some of that in the
continuous
video.
lines. Another one. Drawing with your left hand. Another one, which I think you do anyway, don't you? You sometimes employ that.
Well, I'm left-handed, but I do sometimes draw with your
wrong
right
hand.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm pretty good at drawing with the wrong hand. Some might say I'm better at it than drawing with my left hand. Let me see. I think I've got a picture here I can share. If I can find it.
So I'm now finding for tips at home. I'm finding I'm sort of actually starting to veer towards just making the mouths and stuff pretty straight the way through, because what I'm finding is you just need to do extra hollowing inside to come up to the shape.
Yeah.
I also don't mind that it's a bit messy. You know, I'm sort of thinking, I don't know, what do you think? To have like some of the light come through here might work.
Yeah. I think imperfection is good. I find that drawing, it's also horror associated. So this was done with my wrong hand.
Yeah.
That's Peter Cushing in
no, you're right.
Twins of Evil.
Right, you're really good at it.
Yeah, I'm quite good with my wrong hand. It's just learning to go really slowly.
I think it'd also be quite a good one for, you said you'd quite like us to have some shorter videos.
Yes.
I think we could just do like a video which is just one of the exercises and then move on to another one. I'm wondering whether it might do some good to sort of, I wonder whether one thing people do with this is even cook it beforehand. I wonder if
would that not soften it? Oh, I suppose, is that the point?
I don't know.
No, I don't think we cook it.
No, I've already backed away from the idea, actually. I'm wondering whether I could just run it under the tap, though. I reckon that might just sort of
to clean it.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Do you reckon it's worth lighting the candle? Do you reckon it's worth lighting the candle again?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go light the candle.
This is Darren's pretending he's not got a lighter, so we don't know about his really bad crystal meth addiction.
Definitely need some more tea lights. I can't find any. This is my last tea light. Right, here we go. I wonder if I can actually make it a tiny bit darker in here. Right. Now, let's see should we see if the lid puts the light out?
Yeah, will it keep burning? Keep the fire burning.
Keep burning. Right, I'm going to just do the blinds a bit so we can.
Okay.
The darkness.
Yes. I bet that looks really good when it's dark.
Yeah. I think I'm all right with this.
I think it's something you can add to your CV now.
I'm going to turn it round so we can look at the... What's your favourite face?
Favourite face, that one.
I'm still wondering whether I should clear these eyes out a bit more. Do you think?
Okay. Yeah, I think it's possible.
It looks quite horrific, actually, doesn't it? Oh, that's definitely cooked that pumpkin a little bit.
Has it?
Yeah. So So, I mean, that's good though, isn't it? Maybe I'll get some dinner as well. I'll put it.
Doing this pencil work is making me wonder whether I should try charcoals again.
Am I upside down, by the way? I am, aren't I?
Yeah, you are now, yeah. There you go. Have you ever used charcoals since college?
No. I really used to hate it, actually. It's just
really messy, isn't it?
Just so messy. You stink of it and everything. Oh dear, look, I've got pumpkin.
Oh, really? I didn't realise charcoals were smelly.
I seem to remember.
Or just like a burnt smell.
Yeah, just a burnt charcoaly smell that stayed with you for days, and its temporariness is something I found really hard to deal with.
You got to spray it.
Yeah, but even then, does that really work? It always felt like, if anything came in contact with the paper that much, your picture's damaged. It seems like just a not successful medium. Like when they were inventing pencils and stuff, you sort of thought they might go, no, we don't have to do that thing where we draw with burnt sticks now.
Yeah. But that's the, if you take that to its logical conclusion, the people could be saying, now we've got computers, we don't need to use pencils anymore.
Well, I suppose the other thing that makes me a little anti-charcoal is, everything I do is about colour.
Yeah.
Really, Is there anything on the telly today?
There is over. If you create your own playlist, you can watch Brentwood Tuxedo for over 7 hours. So, aside from that,
we're recording this on which can best be described as the dullest day on television ever.
Yeah. Extremely dull.
I mean,
and I've watched test match cricket.
Yeah, I would say this is because I very much want this to be our first how-to video. So I'd say to give more tips to your kids out there for your pumpkin carving. This is the boring bit, I think. I think actually it probably does pay to spend a bit of time cleaning these up.
Right.
I'm actually starting to think having the membrane is not the way to go. What you really need is nice, clean, and I reckon the Mr. Pumpkin's face will be that much defined. And as I say, for those that missed the beginning, I grew this pumpkin myself.
You sowed the seed.
Well, they're a delicacy in themselves, aren't they? Well, not a delicacy, I would say, but pumpkin seeds are an ingredient.
Oh, yeah. They're meant to be a superfood.
Mm.
Yeah. What do you think of pumpkin in your coffee?
What?
Pumpkin spiced lattes.
Oh,
the whole lost. Starbucks thing.
Get lost.
I agree. I think it's disgusting.
Although I do actually quite like chai lattes when it gets wintry. Yeah.
You know what?
I'll have like one or two of them a year, maybe.
There's a Starbucks near me. I may go later on. May go with Becky. Just for a change.
I think
the trouble with
Starbucks coffee is okay. I don't think it's.
I think the coffee's fine. Yeah. I think the quantities they give it you in is another matter.
Too big or too small?
Too big. It's like even the smallest portion is called tall.
What smallest what?
The smallest serving of coffee is tall.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm okay with serving, actually. I didn't realise.
Come on, then. I've tried portion. I knew exactly what you were saying.
Don't stop saying portion.
Well, what am I going to be saying? You and your
we'll go with serving.
It's not like it's creamy tomato.
Look. Simmer down. We'll go with serving, but let it be known I'm still looking for a third alternative.
Okay. Measure. We have measure. Anyway, there's too much. It's like they give it you in buckets.
Size. Just the word size might do, mightn't it?
Yeah, okay. Size is okay. Yeah. Portion. It sounds like, is it something that Essex people use when they're fighting? I'll give you a portion.
Yeah, it's not fighting.
So this fella I'm drawing, he's the actor was called, oh, come on, I can't find him now. He was called Billy Cornelius, which is a magnificent name.
It's a magnificent
name. I'm going to find out what he did. He was in Straw Dogs as well.
Uh-huh. Who is the most magnificently named person you know personally? I have two.
Personally?
Yeah, I have two magnificently named friends.
Can I, before we go on to people we know, can I name my favourite named pop star?
Yeah, go
on. It's Romeo Challenger. Do you know who that is?
No. What do you mean? That's the real name of someone?
That's his real name.
Oh my goodness. Okay, who is it?
He was the drummer in Shiwaddy Waddy.
Wow. And he changed his name to be in Shiwaddy Waddy, or he kept it?
His name is Romeo Challenger.
Right. Okay, so I kind of thought where we were going with this was that was his real name, but he decided to have a stage name.
No.
But you wouldn't, would you? You'd just have that.
No, you'd keep it. Yeah, you'd keep it. And I think it's an amazing name. And what is great is that you see him drumming with Shiwaddy Waddy, who were never cool, yet he looks like the coolest person in the world whenever he's on stage drumming with them. So I love Romeo Challenger. I don't think I've got any really entertainingly named friends. Have you? Tell me yours.
I know a lady called Gertrude Pye.
Gertrude Pye.
Gertrude Pye or Trudy Pye. And we used to teach ukulele together.
Okay. Of course you did.
And that's one person. And I also have a good friend whose name is Tegan Christmas.
That's good. That's good.
That's really good. And she looks like Christmas. She has beautifully coloured hair all the time. So she always looks like a Christmas decoration. And
I've got a friend with a good nickname.
Go on.
His real name is Dick Perkins, and he likes jazz music, so everyone calls him Swinging Dick.
I'm a little bit worried here about some of my structure. Can you see this eye has got very close?
Yeah. That's. Don't go anywhere near that now.
Yeah, I'm leaving that.
I'm not sure why they didn't teach us pumpkin carving when I did my 3D design.
I'm telling you, there's nothing to be taught. It's a piece of piss.
Right.
I mean, once again...
Yeah, you say that, but you're already started worrying about the integrity of that.
But once again, I've gone through life and tried my hand at something and been excellent at it straight away, and I'm now an expert. Same when I tried nuclear fusion.
Yeah.
Same when I tried forklift truck driving. I'm just a natural at so many things in life.
Have you ever thought of trying it with music?
Yeah, last night I well, you may know the answer because you might have seen it on Twitter, but last night I did a guitar solo on a song. Guess how many takes it took me?
I do know. So
84 takes.
84. So it's really long. Why did it take so long?
Well, I mean, I was exaggerating a little bit because what I was doing was I was recording it in a loop, and I was working solo out. So really there was no chance I was going to get it in the first 40 or 50 because I was finding things, but I wanted to record every one in case I accidentally did something exciting that I decided to keep, which I never did once. What I did was find some notes, learn them laboriously, and then continue to play them wrong for another half an hour until I played them right. I'm not a natural guitar improviser.
No, I'm not particularly. I tend to sing a solo, and then
that's it. Actually, often what a lot of those takes are happening is I'm finding the notes in my head and then trying to make my hands do them. I don't, which I think is quite a good thing for a guitarist to do, to not just use muscle memory and go around.
Yes, you're always tempted to play the same old scales and stuff.
I mean, I think I'm sort of finished. I feel like what I could do is every now and then continue to sort of clean out from behind.
Yeah.
Also, what I could do is every now and then put the spoon in here and try and get rid of the flesh of the pumpkin. That's the funniest joke for me that I've made ever in Tuxedo. I sort of quite fancy on Halloween actually getting a night light. And because I live on a fourth floor flat, I might just go and put it somewhere. I might just go downstairs.
Just leave it. Yeah.
Yeah, the kids will be wandering around the estate doing their trick or treat, and I'll just leave it somewhere. If someone wants to pick it up, then they can. You can take it home.
Yeah.
But I think, this deserves to be out in the wild. It could be somewhere quite secluded, like somewhere behind something, so people suddenly see it and go, "Oh my goodness."
Something really spooky.
I'm pleased with the lid. I'm pleased that I managed to. The lid.
You were pleased with the lid.
Well, I am pleased with the lid, but there's a knack to putting the lid back on. It appears
like a key. How does it fit?
Maybe I'm not. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not so pleased with the lid. Why is that then? Maybe I've just cleaned the top out too much.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
there you go. That's the shape. Yeah, that's it.
You let me know when you're nearly there, because I'll light it.
I'm filling. I'm
filling for you. Okay, right. Let me go and light it then, and I'll light it one more time at the end of the video. I'm going to put the lid on afterwards. Definitely need to buy some more night lights before. No, I can't get this right now. That'll do for now.
There you go.
Right. A little bit. When it starts, it'll work.
Yeah, it will. Yeah. I can see it will do. I like it.
And then here's the other side.
There you go. Your first pumpkin.
First pumpkin, which I grew myself.
Love it.
Goodbye, Darren.
Goodbye, Darren.